Greetings, brothers and sisters. First and foremost, we want to give all praise and glory to the Most High, the Son of the Most High, to whom all praise and glory is due. I want to do a quick video about something that I've been looking into and watching for a little bit, and that's the weather manipulation and the blocking out of the sun. I want to read the headlines of a couple articles and go into a few scriptures that I definitely believe needs to be noticed a little bit or seen, because they're definitely trying to fulfill different types of prophecies in the book and stop certain things. So I want to go here. It says, Harvard scientists begin experiment to block out the sun. And if right here at the bottom it says a group of Harvard scientists plan to tackle climate change. I want to go also here where it says, Harvard scientists admit using chemtrails to block the sun. U.S. scientists have recently admitted using chemtrails to modify the weather and block out sun rays. It has been revealed. Okay, so before I even woke up to the knowledge of who the Israelites are, being the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, I was researching chemtrails. I was led to do some of that research into the chemtrails. So I've been watching it for a little while. And I also want to go here where it says scientists will copy effects of a huge volcano eruption to block the sun's rays and fight global warming in £2.3 million study funded by Bill Gates. So this has a lot to do with the Bible. I want to tell you that first. It has everything to do with Esau getting back his birthright. They've definitely been misled through the scriptures that is even possible. So they're definitely trying to do things to block the sun. Right here it says, how big would a satellite need to be to block out the sun is the question. It says, I have a story idea that involves a human attempt to halt and reverse global climate change. The idea is a simple one, a satellite that partially blocks out the sun. The satellite is located at the L1 Lagrange point and is established to always cast the most efficient shadow on Earth. So they definitely are doing some manipulation of the sun and trying to block out the sun. And also these chemtrails have a lot more to do with just weather manipulation. There's definitely biological chemicals that are in here that they can specifically target, similar to Agent Orange, just specific races of people. So they're definitely getting people sick. There's all kind of chemicals going on in these chemtrails, more than just weather manipulation and blocking out the sun. They're doing a whole lot of other things to try to change the dynamics of the earth. But I want to go here in Jeremiah, where they've been deceived to believe that these things have a prophet. So here in Jeremiah 31:35 it says, Thus saith the Most High, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roareth. The Most High of hosts is his name. If these ordinances depart from before me, saith the Most High, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. It says, Thus saith the Most High, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Most High. So this word if has them doing a lot of things to try to change the ordinances of the moon and of the sun. So I want to go here also in Jeremiah 33. 33:19, where it says, And the word of the Most High came unto Jeremiah, saying, Jeremiah 33:20, Thus saith the Most High, if ye can break my covenant of the day, it says, if ye can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, then also may my covenant be broken with David my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites, the priests, my ministers. So this if in there is kind of giving them just a little bit of hope to believe that they can possibly do some of these things, like blocking out the sun and changing the covenant that the Most High has with day and with night. And also, like it says, to change the ordinances of the moon and the sun by day. If those things depart, then he says he shall also disinherit the children of Israel, where it says, will cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Most High. So like I said, they definitely been deceived through these scriptures. I say deceived because for certain this isn't going to happen. They're not going to do that. But I definitely think that they've been deceived to believe that they can. Even through movies, they kind of show stuff. I want to show that. Like if you go into the Matrix where the architect says that they have destroyed Zion 6 times, I believe he says. You know how they definitely use Hollywood to put a lot of information in plain sight with a lot of witchcraft around it. But I definitely believe that they've been deceived to believe that they can actually do that. Which is why all this, they're putting chemicals in the air, blocking the sun, thinking of every single way possible to try to change and manipulate the sun rays to fight global warming, which is, that's secret code talk, that's code speech. Because they're the ones doing the chemtrails, it says, they're modifying the weather. They're the ones messing with the climate to do these things. So why would they have to fight global warming when they're the ones doing it? And it says 2.3 million pound study funded by Bill Gates. Of course, Esau, like I said, they've been deceived to believe that they can get their birthright back through changing the ordinances. Or at least to them, it's a shot. Because they know that their end is coming. And very soon they're going to start doing a lot of things throughout the globe that's going to lead to a lot of dead people. So right here it says, the sun's rays and fight global warming. I'm going to give a scripture that I definitely believe that there's code speech for, because it's talking about the Bible. They have biblical scholars that know everything that I'm saying and understand these things. They also have the Dan tribe helping them, who are Negro Indians among us, helping the so-called white man, and they believe that they can actually do these things together against us. So right here in Malachi 4:1 it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. So there's no global warming above that. that's the global warming for certain that I believe that they're trying to fight. Because I'm going to go here and read the whole scripture. It says here in Malachi 4:1, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. You go into Obadiah, it speaks about Esau being stubble as well, which you can precept with this stubble word, which, as I said, Bill Gates is of Esau, trying to stop that, and wicked. And as the scripture says, the proud and all that do wickedly. So I want to go back here, where also the climate change that they're talking about. If you go into Psalms 83 is where it's at. Psalms 83, it speaks about all of our enemies. And many of those enemies you'll see at G20 meetings, because these people are actually really talking about us. So when they come together in these meetings like this, they're talking about the Israelites, because they're not really talking about global warming. But if they are talking about global warming, they're talking about how to change the prophecy. So it's all talking about really the same thing that I said about them trying to change our people from waking up. So I want to go here in Revelation 11. Revelation 11, and I'll start in verse 17. It says, Revelation 11 and 17, saying, we give thee thanks, O most high power almighty, which art and was and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power, and hast reigned, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So all the stuff that they're doing is definitely destroying the earth with the chemtrails and the manipulation. He's destroying the earth for certain. They're destroying us with even in every way possible. They're destroying the planet with their garbage, fracking, chemtrails, everything that you can think of. And they're destroying the earth to try to change the ordinances, as I said, because everything revolves around that. Everything in this world revolves around the Bible, for real. It revolves around the Bible unfolding and understanding what the forever is. And as I did the video, the colonizer is falling, they're trying to do everything that they can to stop that from falling, which includes trying to change these prophecies, because they know that these things are coming to they're taking place. They know that the prophecies are unfolding of our people waking up, and it has them scared to death. So I want to go here in Revelation 11:11, where it says, "And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them." So when they're formulating in these G20 meetings and they're coming together, these are the same people that's talking about that they're scared to death, that we waking up. And I keep saying Genesis, but it's Psalms 83 where it talks about our enemies and who they are and have been confederate together and cutting Israel off from being a nation. It also goes down into the judgment for those things, where it starts comparing the judgment to those things to the book of Judges, which I'm not going to get into for time's sake because I'm just trying to focus right here on the people that are our enemies. These people in this image are our enemies plotting against us as a nation of people. And they're trying to change the prophecies. They're trying to change the ordinances to be able to cut Israel off as a nation. But as I said, I definitely believe it's unprofitable. But I want to go here in Joel 2, where it says here in verse number 31, Joel 2:31, it says, "The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Most High come." So as they're manipulating this weather, they're doing everything they can to try and manipulating the atmosphere to try to block out the sun. And when they see that happen and these prophecies happen, the sun turned into darkness and the moon into blood, before, and it also says before the great, not on that great day and terrible day, but before the great and terrible day. So I definitely think that that's going to be signs for them to believe that they may have done something that the scriptures say is possible, and is going to lead them into killing a lot of our people off. Because in the last day, they're going to try to eliminate our people, just like they done in the book of Esther. All of the 12 tribes of Israel, they're going to try to eliminate us. Because if you go into the scriptures and understand that this world was not created equal, because that's a complete prophecy, that's a philosophy. The world was not created equal according to the Bible. Our people are either above all nations or below all nations. You understand that this world was not created equal. So in order for this world to be created equal means the elimination of the Israelites. And that's exactly what I believe they're trying to do. Not just by changing the prophecies, but they're going to try to eliminate every single last one of us. As it's been before, it's going to come a day that's going to be worse than anything that ever happened before. So they're definitely going to try to eliminate our people. And that's why I said I wanted to bring this out a little bit and bring out some things that I was researching and studying. Because recently, as I said, I've always been watching these chemtrails and understanding what they're doing with the chemtrails. But recently I've seen that they're really starting to come out. This date says December 5th, 2018, that they're really trying to come out with ways to block out the sun. And as I said, they have help with scriptures. They have help in a nation of people called the Danites, which I've been going over for like the past 50 videos, which I said I've been kind of sitting back on a few things that I'm going to soon come out with. So I have a few requests, and that I'm going to start doing some of them, because like I said, I've been sitting back on certain things like Rastafarianism and different other lessons or different other scriptural teachings and sharing information with the people. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I want to first and foremost always encourage you to continue to learn, continue to do the words that's in the book, research your information, do a lot of knowledge into the scriptures, because these people actually believe that they can manipulate us until they do these prophecies. So right now is the time for our people to really start focusing on the scriptures and doing what it is that we have to do according to the doctrine. Really start studying. If you have to even start going back into the book of Genesis, specifically 49, and do everything that you can to study and research these things, just as I have, because that's also something that I'm going to try and bring out here pretty soon, is Genesis 49 and Deuteronomy 33. So brothers and sisters, I want to continue to encourage our people to keep uplifting yourself in knowledge, wisdom, and obedience. So brothers and sisters, I want to give all praises to the Most High Power and His Son, and say shalom.